Hi, what's going on, everybody? I wanted to make an update video about the narcissist friend of mine and the unveiling of the deceit of her mother, um, and how she basically cheated on her husband with her sister's husband, um, and Bobby, her sister's husband, is actually, in fact, Kelsey's father and not actually who she thought for 40 years her father was. Started the unveiling. I started the questions. I brought it up to both people, both men, and spoke to Kelsey about it and gave her my predictions of reactions and the meanings of said reactions. So I initiated the topic with a text message initially to both Bobby and to Joe. Obviously, I don't need to say anything to Beverly because it's going to get back to her if, in fact, she's a narcissist, which I know she is. If, in fact, both Bobby and Joe were her manipulated, um, codependent enablers, okay, to her, then saying anything about her to them, especially something as impactful as this, they're going to scurry and tell her. So I already planned for that. I planned even further than that. I know what to expect in a reactive state and what she has to play as her only hand. If in fact she is a narcissist, which I know she is, then this is going to be the hand that she plays. Nothing else is possible because in a narcissistic perspective, it can only be this for a very specific reason. So I'll let you know. So I texted them, I think it was January 11th. And, um, I was hopeful. I'm like, okay, this is ostentatious enough to warrant a response. This is devastating enough, both personally and externally, to warrant a response. This is absurd enough to warrant a response, at least in some form of laughter. But if in fact these men are similar, and I do believe they are energetically, um, and they are men that embody lesser man traits than more masculine men, per se. And in that case, if that is in fact a truth that fits the narrative that I'm articulating, then more than likely, no response is going to be the actual outcome. And the reason for that is, well, you can sit there and be like, yeah, I mean, it was so stupid. Why would I respond? See, that's what I would expect them to say. The dismissive aspect, because you dismiss what it is you want nothing to do with because you want to avoid it at all costs. Also, if in fact Kelsey's mother is the covert narcissist that I know she is, then she has undeniably, for the last 9 years, systematically badmouthed me to everybody in the family behind my back. Because if she's the narcissist, then I represent the biggest threat to her being outed in any regards, simply because from day one, I very inherently spoke to her in a manner in which she understood what it was that I could see, discern, what it was that I was willing to believe and not believe. So, she did her narcissistic thing and put me under her wing to keep me closer so that way she can try to figure out ways to get into me and all that bullshit. So if both men don't respond, then what I would believe would be next is one of them or both of them would at some point reach out and contact if they are aware already of the situation, or based off of the information that I put on there, it triggered them going, oh shit, wait, I don't, yeah, I may have actually been there. Oh shit, maybe is she, you know what I'm saying? And then go and say it. Now, if and when either or both reach out, Beverly has, at this very moment, and at the time that I started this, which was perfect, found herself a new man that is of the highest degree of money bags offering. So basically, she is not accomplished in any sense of the word. She has done nothing but live a lifestyle off the deaths of her last husband and her. She basically hasn't earned anything in her life other than the narcissistic action she's taken. But she pretends like she's the one that's done it. I mean, she gets $3,000 a month, and I think it's like $200, $300 is actually from her work, and the rest is her husband Bill, who passed away. Don't even get me started on that. Anyway, if and when she gets this notification information, this relationship she's in now is so fucking important to her that she's done something I've never seen her do in 9 years. And that is disconnect from her codependent daughter and dipped out from the state of Colorado and moved to Texas and didn't tell anybody. Why? Because she is so protective of anybody here connecting with this man to thus potentially ruin this amazing fucking fish on a hook that she has, that she will literally react in a very specific, protective, and aggressively reactive manner. The only thing that she has that I know about, that I'm in this situation intentionally right now to see how everything plays out. The only thing she has is the house that I currently live in as the house that she bought with Bill's money, the inheritance after his death. Even though whatever is set up with the house between us is there, I guarantee that she'll go, even to the extent of breaking the law, to kick me out. And I started this thing on January 11th, January 26th, right in the afternoon, day before my birthday, mind you. You think that's a coincidence because she knows my birthday is January 27th and she stuck it on the door January 26th. I receive a notice of notice to quit. Like I'm walking around going, okay, I don't need any more proof. I mean, here's the physicality. She reacted exactly as textbook as I could possibly perceive her to act. So now I understand that I have her in this state of mind that she thinks she's winning. Okay. Now, again, I'm not trying to attack her. I'm not trying to get vengeance or be, aggressive or like rip her to shreds or go supernova empath and all that bullshit. I know she's a victim. Even though she created this disgusting situation, her existence wasn't her choice. It was done to her too. This is a hand-me-down. So I can't, in good conscience, treat her daughter like a victim, like she is, and then treat her mother like a bitch, which she is, but she's also a victim. So she's a victim first, not a bitch. So And I've let the eviction notice lapse, it's then going to go to court. And that's what I'm waiting for any day now, for the court appearance to appear. And then I'll have a, I'll be in a position that she's not aware of as a potential. She has stopped paying the verbally agreed upon utilities that are only under her name. So, like, hasn't accepted any payment from me, hasn't paid them. They're like 500, $600 for the utilities or something. So they're right at the cusp of shutting off. Okay. And I know she's doing this because she's going to express, well, he's got the house, he's got this, he's got that. I couldn't pay for it. So now, it's got to fall on him. It's like, I already understand that she's so disillusioned, she doesn't even see that what she's doing is only screwing herself over. Okay, because it's the only impact, it's the only ending that's going to happen with the utils. It's not like she can sit there and be like, well, I have a $600 utility bill that you owe, but it's entirely under my name, and, because I say so, you can have to pay. No, that's what she thinks. So, eviction notice, waiting for the court appearance. She didn't even come here to put the note on. She, unbeknownst to me and Kelsey, hired a property manager that I have never met, spoken to, articulated, interacted with, nothing. So I have not been informed properly in any regards, even by the manager. Okay. It's already a shit show. But it's a shit show that just further solidifies my belief. Once I get the court papers, my next move is very simple. I'm going to request mediation under a request that at mediation, because I know that she hasn't paid for the property manager. There's no way. The guy who's rich has paid for everything now because she has to portray herself as a victim, lacking money because her daughter and the other tenant are not paying. So that way she can manipulate this rich guy into taking control and being the savior. Very clear. So there's no way in hell she's paying for this property manager. He is. So upon requesting, I'm going to put in that I would like the property manager and or the purveyor of payment of said property manager to be present. Now, she's not going to let that happen. There's no way fucking in hell. She's going to be in a very tight spot if he finds out that he's been requested to come. So even though I'm going to put in a request, I'm also doing one more thing. I'm going to call the manager, talk to him, and explain my situation, and ask him to do me a favor, one of two things. Either get him to come without her knowing, like just talk to him specifically, or are you willing to give him a message that I will hand to you or send to you and be my middleman, please? Okay, because regardless, the guy is her treasure. So that is the only thing that she cares about beyond anything else. So to fuck with that, oh man, she'll go fucking nuts. And I already know how this is going to play out, man. One way or another, I'm contacting this guy, okay? Because I already understand the situation and I know which way she had to portray herself to gain this man's actions. There's no way, since he knows I haven't been involved in this woman at all for over a year or more, how would I be aware of things that I shouldn't know? Okay? And on top of which, he's a 2-star general in the intelligence field. Now, again, if that's true, but this I actually believe is true, She's never lied up like that about a person. I've never caught her doing that ever. There was no intention to do that. And the actions she's taken prove the severity of status height with this person. So it's kind of like all registering. So I believe he is a two-star general. I believe her when she says he's in the intelligence. So it's going to be very fun to get into communication with this gentleman and initiate the aspect of unveiling the truths to him specifically. I don't need to talk to her. Like, I don't need to, because once I remove him, okay, then she's lost everything. Okay, she's lost the most important thing that she's going to fight tooth and nail for. At that moment, the DNA test comes out to Bobby and to Joe, and now I have checkmate, okay, and all done without having to communicate with her. Even if I should have to communicate with her for whatever reason that might happen, she's not going to respond. She's going to shut down because I have already confronted her very specifically about my knowingness of what she is and who she is and what she's done in other regards. That's why we kind of stopped talking, because I was like, I let you know, I don't need to talk to you anymore. So it bounced. Kelsey, I'm proud of her because she hasn't let it push her down. She hasn't used it to erupt. She hasn't, like, she hasn't fallen in narcissistic expression with this intense understanding of what it is that's happening. I'm not saying that she's not, depressed or upset or kind of, fuck, because literally January, her mother abandoned her for the first time in her life. I'm not laughing because it's funny. I'm laughing because it's another indicator of the severity of her relationship with this guy to warrant that. It's another indication that, only a narcissist would follow this path. And it's not something easy, and she doesn't readily emote astutely, or in a healthy manner, or at all, actually, until I present the opportunities for her to do so as a release. And, it's got to be tough on anybody who's got to fucking deal with the fact that her father is not her father, and her mother's been, in fact, a huge intentional cunt to such a vengeful state as to argue that she purposefully went after her sister's husband because, being the youngest of three siblings, she had her two older siblings, one male, one female. They played a role in picking on her. And she hated her sister mostly because she didn't have anything against her brother, because he wasn't the female that she saw, like, why is he getting preferential treatment and I'm not? While she had to sit there and watch her older sister get this treatment and be treated in this manner, which she was correct for feeling and stating repeatedly, as her sister and brother would laugh every time they would come and visit. Oh, Beverly, oh, this, oh, that. It's like, dude, it's fucking textbook, okay? So when I found out, incidentally, like a year and a half ago, that Bobby had, in fact, cheated before on his wife, I already have him. You did it once, the potential for you doing it again exists. So, okay? So I let some time lapse. When I get the note on the 26th, I decide to call on February 2nd, I believe, or 3rd, I forgot what day it was. It might have even been the 8th, to reach out to Bobby by contacting, calling him to see if, in fact, the number that I was given was, in fact, his. And he answered, and I wasn't prepared to really talk with him, but when he answered, I was just like, fuck it, let me just wing it, talk. So I recorded the conversation, so I had the recording. And he did exactly what I would expect him to do in a manner connecting to the avoidance of the text. He denied receiving the text, but in turn, since his birthday was on the 27th, I sent him a birthday wish, so did Kelsey, and I said, did you receive them? So it went from one text message that he could have missed to now three that he was dismissing altogether. So then I have him basically, okay, it's possible that he didn't get the three text messages. I mean, I can't say it's not possible, but let's see how he's going to react to what I'm going to say. And he reacted not necessarily how I expected, but in a manner in which coincides with doing everything possible to keep me at bay, dismiss me, play dumb, laugh in a very anxious manner, almost Santa Claus esque style, and just to, no, 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 me, Kelsey's, no, 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 no. I haven't spoken to Joe yet because I really feel bad for Joe. Because he's been treated like shit. I mean, he was part of a fucking narcissist relationship, and he has no fucking clue. And Bobby has no fucking clue as to why Beverly did what she did, and is even more clueless to understand that he played right into her hand and birthed a living being, his child, and basically blindly sat back and had this woman, Beverly, literally, knowingly create and embed this shit show into Kelsey as her form of superior accomplishment. And if I can't fuck you to your face, I'm gonna fuck you through your husband. And I'm gonna go as fucking far as to create a life to do it to. I mean, you gotta understand, like, that's the depth of I don't give a flying fuck. So, yeah, this is gonna be fun. Um, it is gonna be fun because I'm going to correct injustices that need to be brought to light. Balance needs to be brought. And it's going to be the first time in my life that I'm approaching something of this magnitude with zero intense, straightforward attack to the person causing the situation. I'm being more uh, precise and I'm orchestrating and planning and perceiving the moves ahead of time to plan accordingly. Um, yeah, ultimately, my goal would be to just remove her boy toy. So that way she now has lost her apartment because she stopped paying for the fucking apartment. This woman had like a 750 credit score. Okay. This woman articulated the severity of that number never dropping and had never missed fucking payment that I've ever seen her miss. I mean, she was on time, if not, early. And now she's missed like 3 or 4 months of utils, 1 month's rent to the apartment she was at, and whatever else she hasn't paid, assuming that we're going to have to take on this responsibility. Okay? This is how much she has fallen off and just doesn't understand what she's actually causing. She thinks she's in charge because she's got Mr. Moneybags here, and she's in charge because everybody has listened to her bitch about me for God knows how long, and she has no idea that it takes a swipe. And I got a DNA test, and to remove him, she now has no home to go to, no money, no this, no that, and everybody that was a support system is now gone. And then, after some time passes, I will reach out to her and I will try to convince her to talk to me so that way I can express to her not about the situation, but instead, actually, the information about the truth of what her mother did to her and why she did what she did to Kelsey to try to get her help. I don't think she's going to take it. Really, that's not my place to do or say or matter, but it is my place to offer the truth and allowing her to hear from me how I know she's a victim and that's how she needs to be treated, not any other way. So hopefully, if everything goes to plan, it's gonna suck, dude. I mean, this is a delicate and fuck situation. It's not gonna be a happy ending. But if I can do it correctly, I can diminish the impact and I can preemptively support Joe with what he needs to hear, blah 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 beforehand. Preemptively express to Bobby, bro, this isn't about chopping you down or embarrassing you or anything like that. This is about truth. And I get to sit back and watch to see if these men act like men or you selfish, okay? And how far is her mom going to be willing to go? I mean, killing me is not off the table. I mean, because that, okay? If she did what she did to Kelsey, going all padawak on my ass because I took everything away from her, when in fact I haven't done anything but just bring the truth to light. Yeah. Needless to say, once that's said and done, I'm already in the process of bouncing out of here. It's my parting gift to Kelsey, and hopefully the aspect of witnessing everything that it is that I've done in her presence to contradict what the men in her life showed and acted like. At the end of it all, I have and probably always will be the only human being that has done the complete opposite to what every other fucking human being in her entire life has ever done to her. And that's abuse, manipulate, lie, deceive, dismiss, whatever the fucking case is, all of that. And yeah, so I wanted to give you guys an update. I'll make a video on the update when I get the paperwork, and I will play the audio so you guys can hear the conversation between Bobby and myself, and you guys will have an understanding of my approach because you'll see how it is I approach conversations. When I say I'm going to be respectful and articulate as much truth and sympathize as much as possible, you'll see for yourself what it is approach-wise I'm taking. Yeah, this is so far so good. All right, peace.